Mic check, mic check,
Hello.
mic check. Mel, I need to know yours.
Test
Mic
it
check.
1 2.
Okay, we're good.
Everybody's mic check, mic check.
All right, we're good. And we are live. You can catch us on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, Rumble, and Kick. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll be right back with you, Howlers. Be right back. Mike's Howls over Baaz. I'm Jacob Casas.
This is Ambition of Black Hub TV.
It's Melanie.
Cat Baby.
Sheena Reynolds.
And we're having a little bit of a different podcast today. You guys are used to the DNRs, but we're doing just dating and the difference between men and women. So we're going to kind of get into some dating topics, men and women topics, and yeah, we're gonna get a little might get a little crazy in here. Who knows? You know what I mean? But
we're not taking it personal, though, okay?
no,
It's just a conversation.
just conversations, you know. So
Yes.
so Sheena, welcome back. She was just
thank
on the
you.
DNR, and do you want to go ahead and start us off with the topic for anything between?
Yes. Actually, I have a few things I want to say. First of all, I talk a lot about anti-radical feminism, and a lot of women don't understand why I say that. Because I think that the real feminism is completely different than what they thought us, right? Up until now, and I'll explain. I'll give a little bit input about it. I think that women have a lot of power in their pockets, in their minds, in everything, you know, like they can just, like a magician, take it out, right? And
If you know how to use it.
if you know how to use it, yeah.
Yes.
And I think a lot of women actually enable themselves when they go to the route of the radical feminism. And I'll explain how.
Hold on, before you get into that, why don't you explain radical feminism?
Okay, I'll explain. Radical feminism, it's basically not even a movement that work towards women. What they do is literally working in like a network that you have like many hands everywhere. They work with social services like CPA you say?
CPS.
CPS.
Sorry, CPS. They work against men in court. They work in so many what are you laughing about?
I'm just thinking to myself.
Okay. They work in a lot of avenues in order to jeopardize it for men. So basically the whole point of that is that a woman doesn't have a man in the house. So when a woman come to a point when she say, I don't need men, I can get everything on my own. I don't need men. I can do this. I can do that. What happened, and you girls maybe agree with me or not, but I think you would. When we sit together as women, you know, when there's no men around, everybody's searching for a relationship. Everybody's searching for a man. Everybody wants love in the end of the day. We all creatures that need like love, support. We need a protector. We need a man. Even if we make millions of dollars, we need a man, a big, strong man behind us to protect us and be there no matter what. Especially if you make money and you're successful, you want somebody who more successful than you that support you. You don't want the little sissy simp that come there and take your money and live in your house and you pay the bills. We don't want that, right? And when you come with the approach of radical feminism and you say, I don't need a man, I can do this, I can do that. Yes, some things you can do alone, but let's admit it. And I want to finish that because I want to give you the trick I do. I jump and rotate, and I bet you guys do it too.
Rotate your man.
I'm rotating between men energy and male energy and female energy. And I always very careful when I jump to the male energy when I need it, not to stay in that paradigm when I'm actually around men, and especially men that I like, because I don't want to overwhelm them and scare them.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of men, like if I go to date or they see me in front of friends and they say, oh my, and I try and I try to tell them That's the point, because yes, I have a point of view, and the reason I am speaking because I'm sick and tired of women complaining, because I work with women and I have the mobile med spa. I hear a lot of women complaining all the time. You can make yourself beautiful and use plastic and technology and everything to look gorgeous and sexy and knowledge yourself and be good in bed and everything, and in the end of the day hate men.
Be good in bed though. I like that part.
But you know what I mean? We cannot prepare ourselves for something and then go against that something. Like I wear makeup. I dress nice. I like to look sexy. I shave my legs, whatever, my bikini, da-da-da-da. And then I say, well, I hate men. Sorry, fuck men, da-da-da, and talk like that.
No, don't be sorry. Speak your mind.
It doesn't work like that. We need, as women, all of us, no matter what we're doing and where we come from, we need to gather ourselves together. No, we need all of us to talk, to change the topic of the conversation. Instead, I don't need men. Fuck men. I don't love men. Men are this, men are that. You say, I love men, but I need to find the right man, because
the right one is the key.
And let me ask you a question, because you live in America, and a lot of people from the outside, they don't see the real America. They see LA, Miami, New York, Vegas, whatever, right? But they don't understand it's 50 states here. When you go to the Midwest or Alabama or even suburbs of New York, it's so many good, hard-working men like him. You understand? Like him. It's so many good, hard-working men. They have money. They're successful. They don't have the show off of the G or whatever bullshit, like all these Andrew Tate guys.
Designers.
Exactly.
And all that, yeah.
They know how to make money. They know how to do business, but they look very modest. They don't show off. And honestly, they attract different women. They attract women who would cook food for them for work. The woman would appreciate them. And you want to attract the same. And I tell to women, how can you say all the men are bad? You attracting the bad men. That's your experience. Yeah. That's why you hate men.
Can I ask you a question? And you're speaking about the aspect of women not needing men and needing men. What do you think it is that women are looking for in men from your perspective?
Okay, so it's a good question. I think, and because I'm going to add it, because I speak many languages and I travel a lot, and I like to talk to people, so I speak with a lot of women all over the world, right? A lot of women's all over the world. So I can tell you precisely, a lot of women just don't know what the heck they're doing. Specifically from 18 to 35, a lot of them are just like they're always in a paradigm of, correct me if I'm wrong, they're like want to do something, but they want to accomplish, but they don't even know what. They make money, they spend it on stupid things. They go with a man, they would fight and argue and light up for the first thing they have the chance to argue about. They don't appreciate the moment. They don't look at value man and say, oh, he could be a good father, he could be a good provider, especially if you're divorced woman, single mom. I'm telling you, as a single mom. My son even asked me a question when he was a little kid. He said to me, Mom, how come you never bring boyfriends home, right? And I stand there for a second and listen to it, and I said, it's a good question. And I didn't want to answer it, but in my heart, I answered it. I said, along the road, because you live life forward and understand them backwards, I don't want my son or me asking question, this guy, and it's going to damage my son. We need to protect our kids as single moms. We need to see first man that is a role model. And believe it or not, a lot of women don't understand. They say, oh, this guy, he look like he's shit in bed. He's a pussy. That's the conversations, right? And I'm like, you don't understand. These men that you're disrespecting, they could be the best sex of your life. They could be the best providers of your life. And as women, we need to open our eyes and not going, because women like to pet each other, like I said last time.
Dude, that's like a big
That's like a pandemic.
And they like to all go after the same type of man.
And they like also to go after what she doing. Like, let's say you're trendy and you're cool, so they're all going to do what you do. She's trendy and cool. They're not going to think outside of the box. So for me, I have a rule with myself, because I always play games with myself and God. Like, if I see that everybody go like that, I go the opposite way.
But people have the word provider confused.
Yes.
People think that providing for somebody is
it's
completely financial.
Yes.
And if you're with a man or if you're with a woman, I believe as a man, you should be able to add value to a woman's life.
Of course.
Mentally, physically, and emotionally. But in a society that we're in, everyone's looking at the financial aspect. And I think for anybody who is actually trying to date or is dating, I feel bad for a lot of people, because people are looking for somebody, women are looking for a man to wine and dine them while they're dating. So this man has to put this money out, shell this money out for whatever's on, because he's interested in her, only to get married to her to take care of her. But
Yeah.
where's the benefit at for the man? Because most times, most women are not uplifting their man. They're not there empathetically for their man. They're not giving them any type of emotional support. There's a lot of things that are lacking on the other side, but all they want is to be taken care of on every aspect.
You know what? Can I say something?
Please.
I feel like I'm maybe because I've been married twice, divorced once. I'm currently separated. I need to get divorced, but I haven't done it yet. I'm a procrastinator.
So you're still married.
Yeah, technically. But they were both really bad marriages. They were both really controlling marriages. It's similar to that girl that just passed away, that influencer girl that she had to live with this dude putting her down, telling her, and it wasn't necessarily physical at first. It started kind of like financially, like abuse, like verbal, like putting people
abuse.
down, you know? So for me, but what sold me on my second marriage was that I had been dating men that weren't stepping up to the plate financially, like role model wise, all of that stuff, right? So this person comes along and says, hey, I want to take care of you. I want to provide for you and I want to be there for you and all this. But it was a lie. Like, it was like, yeah, he did, but it came with a lot of control.
He love bombed you.
He love bombed me like a motherfucker. But I was so exhausted of doing everything, 5 jobs, 3 kids, like trying to do it all myself. I was like, fuck it, let me just let this guy take care of me or whatever. And it was subtle, like I said. It began like, oh, you don't need to work so much, and oh, you don't need a job, and now you can't go to school, you can't go to work because there's men there, and you can't have a phone job because you're gonna talk to men. Like, I tried everything. I was like, I can do remote work, I can go freaking to cosmetology school. There's no men there. Yeah, there's men there, but they're gay, but they have dicks, you know. Like, it was just always this thing. And I think it traumatized me to where now I don't even want to like accept dates. I actually feel like it's and it's not because I don't want that. I eventually want a partner, like a fair, equal like partner.
Do you think it's because you don't know? Yes, you've been through these different types of relationships, but is it because maybe you don't know what you really want?
I think that I
don't think
know
women
what
know
I
what they
want.
at all.
I think I know what I want,
But
but
let me jump in real quick after this.
I think I know what I want, but it's more of the whole idea was sold to me before, and I ended up getting played. So now the idea of it again is like, well, hold on, now I have to be very careful, and like, now you got to prove it. I'm sorry, it's not your fault, but because of what I've been through.
Okay, I know, but let me say something. Let me say something though, because a lot of women just don't vet dudes outright. What they're vetting out is
the idea.
First off, they vet out the sparks that they feel. There's men that can make women feel that spark all the time. Like, I have like friends that do that on the regular. Like, they'll create a fake spark in that woman to generate something in them. Then they take advantage and they smash. They do whatever they want. Then they can get in and they can get out.
That's called a narcissist.
Yeah, but there's dudes that just do that just for a simple fact of dating too, at the same time, because they're not promising them anything. They're just creating that spark in them for it. They don't need to promise them anything. I literally see this all the time. So what I say is women need to vet men out better, what they're doing. Like, okay, I feel like men that have something to lose, we're gonna vet you out, like hardcore. We look at you, like I said, like a business in a sense. Of course. Like it has to stand on solid ground. If you look shaky to me at all, I'm gonna back up, because there's too much for me to lose. At the same time, when a man has kids too, from a previous marriage or whatever, we're not going to even consider losing that because we have to date you.
No, I was just going to say that sometimes people are just ugly people though, and they're just evil, because nobody really, especially someone with kids, doesn't venture out expecting these things to go down. Everybody's like thinking they're making the right decisions. Oh, now I move differently. I'm talking about back when I made those decisions 2-3 years ago. Now I'm different. Now it's a different shit.
They need to be vet out specifically. Like, you could
have to go through that.
You have to see the red flags. You got to pay attention to them.
But it's hard. It's hard to have somebody say you need to vet somebody, because people's perspectives and people's views on how a relationship should be built are very discombobulated, because this era of women, and I'm not talking about all women, but this era of women does not believe in building with a man.
Yeah.
Yep. Sure.
They believe in coming to a finished product.
Yep.
They don't want to build with the man. They don't want to make sure that we're getting this together. They want to walk into something that's already existing. Take care of me. There's no building.
Can I add something to that? You're absolutely right, but I think it's few situations here, right? especially in America. And think about it, I come from the Middle East, so it's completely different. We still like have like huge wedding and everybody waiting to get married in a young age, right? Doesn't matter if you are Muslim or Christian, they're all the same mentality when it comes to wedding, right? And here, I think it's more of a business thing because the mentality in America in general, everybody, it's a melting pot of immigration, right? So everybody, all the people that come from their country to make money, everybody looking for the next fix. Either marriage, relationship, she's making money, he's making money. And the people who do look for relationship, because after all, we are being that actually need love and attention, right? Even those, they don't assess. I see a lot of men, right? They come to a woman. I have a friend. He come to a woman. He bought her iPad. He bought her a car. He do this. He paid that. And then he complained, oh, she's a gold digger. She's not a gold digger. You the one.
You set that
woman,
tone.
Even the Torah, listen, even the Torah in my country as a Jewish person, right? The Jewish wedding, how that works. You marrying a woman, okay? You prepare like a specific contract with a woman. You put the price. If you divorce her, you have to pay like 200,000 shekel or something. But the Torah said woman bought with money and to be a provider than a prostitute mentality like a lot of the women in this country. And you cannot blame a lot of the women because they've been brought up by strippers and hoodies.
Or by music videos,
But however,
and rappers.
I'm gonna go opposite of that on this one because I don't feel like every woman who has a mentality was raised by strippers. I know
not everybody.
I know a lot of people, and so I agree partially, but I know a lot of women who were raised by wholesome women, but their mentality is what society puts in front of them now.
I was saying the music
So
and the rappers.
So that's what I wanted to say. Let me finish.
That's still the parents' fault.
Yeah, but that's what I want to say. Well, let me finish because it's important about the American thing. In America in general, even if you have like good people, because I see a lot of black people, right? They grew up in a Christian household, right? In a really, really good Christian household. But then all the kids are good and one kid have this mentality. Why? Because a lot of the time, the family doesn't raise the kids. It's the school, it's the government, it's the people outside, it's the people that influenced by, you understand? And a lot of people also grew up with lack of food, lack of money, lack of car, whatever. And they think that the next person is going to give them that. Also, with that being said, the most problematic thing in America that I'll give you an example. If you go to the Middle East, no matter where, and you ask somebody on the street something, they know history, they know a lot of other questions that you ask them. Here, the only thing that interests majority of the women, if you go like to Miami Street, to LA Street, they only care, I make money, he paid for dinner. Even moms in the school, when I was a kid, say, I'm buying them dinner. Oh, you buy me dinner? Free dinner. Like everybody look at free like it's God. Money, it's God here for people.
It is, yeah.
So for people believing God, for them it's like a big deal. Oh, he's a man of God. No, all of us should be, and I'm not saying even that you have to be religious, right? But all of us should be people that the money is not ruling for us.
Yeah.
You know how to make money, you know how to make money.
But that's the thing is though, is that's not gonna change for the women. It is what it is. So I look at it as men have to adapt. Like that's really what it comes down to.
But it's not true. A lot of women change now. A lot of people in general.
I know I've changed in the past 2-3 years, and I'll be the first to admit it because I don't give a fuck. And I was an OnlyFans girl, and I did fucking post myself on Instagram half naked. But I opened up my eyes and I was like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, what is the end game here? What am I aiming for? What are my kids going to say when they grow up?
What was that turning point for you? What was that turning point?
Yes.
I think rock bottom. When I came back from that marriage that I was telling you guys that I ran away from, I went to a domestic violence shelter with my kids. I hit rock bottom and I came back, and everything that I had before I left, I had a good credit. I had money, my business, I had my fucking house, my car. I had everything going for me. And I came back and I had to start all over. And having to see people's true intentions when you have nothing.
Exactly.
It's like, oh, so you think I'm just because you think I'm a victim of my circumstances right now, whatever. But I'm not going to go out with you for dinner. Like, what the fuck? I'm worth more than a plate of steak. Thank you very much. Because I already know what you expect at the end of that. It's not going to go down that way. And it's just like after trial and error, I'm like, you know what? Dating's not even worth it anymore right now.
That's what I was saying.
And that's the conclusion I've come to, which is now I see that. And then to top it off, a lot of the men that I have met that don't look like ballers are the ballers. A lot of the men that don't look like they're sweet, they're fucking sweet. Yes. I tell my friends this all the time. You know why you keep getting played? Because you keep dating the fucking whole of the town, fool.
Exactly.
Like, everybody wants him. Hello.
Exactly.
Like, wake up and fucking, it's game. It's all propaganda. It's
w-
all something that's being. It's an idea that's being sold to you.
It's true. And I want to tell you about the OnlyFans because I do a lot of podcasts with
You have one?
OnlyFans. No, I don't do that. My son will kill me, and my dad will kill me. And the list is long. But I'm not judging. I'm just
I
saying.
don't do it anymore, but I did.
No, but I'm not judging. But what I'm saying, and I am judging in a way, but I'll explain.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you had a good upbringing, like a good family structure, like a father or a brother, you would never even consider that, because I think when you put on the pedestal your vagina and your body there, right, you would always think, and I like sex, I'm a very sexual person, I like to dress a little bit sexy, not over the top. I have a son, I have to respect him. But I don't do sex if it's not in a relationship, and even that I need to really know the person for at least few months to see if he's serious. But it's how I grew up. How I grew up. But I think that if you grew up in this mentality that it's a little bit primitive, a little bit like they keep you, even because I see women from Israel, right? Like they go to the army or really hard jobs, they do like crazy things, and then they come home for their husband. And all the Israelis women I know, I just got back literally 3 weeks ago, they're all sexy. You see them with a tongue on the beach, all fake boobs, all plastic surgery, everything. They shoot guns, they cook. Everybody is a good cook. They super faithful for their men. You understand? So for me, it's not contradicting. You can look sexy, you can dress sexy, you can love sex and be amazing, but it doesn't mean you have to give it away, because I think what we have between our legs, it's very precious.
It's golden.
It's very, very precious. And especially if you have kids, you understand? It's so important when you have kids.
Well, let me kind of add to what you were saying. I do have daddy issues because my dad passed away when I was 4, but I didn't start doing OnlyFans because of that. I did it because I was mad at my ex-husband for putting me down, telling me I wasn't worth it. And to add on to it, I never really did show anything other than what my cleavage.
But you didn't do sex
no,
there?
not at all.
Oh, okay. That's something
No,
different.
not
It's
at
not
all.
considered
No.
OnlyFans.
No, I didn't
It's
do
not
that.
even
I
considered.
just ventured into it, and I always thought if I was down, like for real down, I'd be a badass fucking stripper. But I'm not. I'm not down for the shits. No shade to my stripper friends. I fucking love you guys. But it's not my cup of tea. I just don't see myself shaking my goodies for dollar bills. I'm sorry.
It's not just that. What about porn? Like I like to learn a lot of things. I know it's gonna sound horrible, guys. Don't laugh at me, okay? Don't think I swear to God, I'm not lying to you, right? But I like to learn people, right? I like to study people. So sometimes because they said some of the porn, it's not good and everything. So I got inside. I wanted to see porn of today versus the 90s, right?
Who's your favorite porn star?
Yeah. For all times, I think Brianna Banks. She's amazing. She was amazing.
So I don't know porn star people.
I don't know them
don't
either.
not like I'm
Amen,
sitting
brother.
It's not like I sit and watch porn all day. Don't get me wrong. But
I
I
don't
like
know
to.
about that.
I like- no,
But you
no,
have
no.
that name dialed in.
I gotta get that energy
But I
right
tell
now.
you
But you had that name
You know,
dialed in.
Jana, Jana Jameson is a good client and friend of mine. I love her. She's one of the best people I know. Really,
Oh, she was
She's
married
faithful.
to Tito Ortiz. That's the only
Yes.
reason I know her. Yeah.
And she's very, very loyal person. Okay, very loyal.
She was loyal but
and-
getting slammed by other dudes
and-
during porn. It's crazy.
No, but listen.
That's
No,
crazy.
don't be disrespectful. She's my friend. Don't. I like her. So
That actually was the truth. I'm just saying.
I know, but I don't. I like her. You
We're
know?
honest on Howls Over Baaz podcast over here.
No, but listen. But Jana come from an era that even the porn compared to everything was. When you see porn today, and I went to check it because somebody told me you should see the porn today, and I went, and I saw young girls, right? They literally get degraded, spit on, like
Yeah, that's
smacked
crazy.
like by
But
10
people
guys.
Think, people think that shit is sexy.
Yeah,
I
they
don't
like
get it.
spitting and
It's like
spitting in their
a
mouth.
fetish or
I
something.
literally
That's
had a
different
young
if you do it
chick
with
tell
one
me
guy,
to
but
spit in
10
her
guys?
mouth. I was like, bitch, weird.
I'm
Like
not
10
spitting this shit.
guys, like seriously.
She'll spit in my mouth and choke me. I'm like, I'll choke you, but spit in your mouth?
That
Fucking
spitting shit is
weird.
wild. It's wild.
like
so weird.
Like I need to see your
To
teeth
me.
first.
Like, man, what the fuck? The fuck, weirdo.
She said,
Cavities are
She said, do you
contagious.
have decent dental work?
exactly, they're dangerous for your brain. But no, what I wanted to end to talk about the porn
was all-
thing.
That's-
Yeah,
He said, I didn't want to hack to it.
actually,
Hey, let me ask you a question. Do you get turned on when you watch the porn then?
Yep.
I mean, no, don't say yeah. Some things I feel
Okay.
uncomfortable, to be honest.
Like what? Like
Something I tell you, some things it makes me sorry for the girl. And I say I wish I could find out who she is and I have a conversation with her,
Just
and
wanna
she's
hug
not
her.
gonna do it anymore. Because
You just want to join in, how to
even,
stop it?
No,
She
no,
wants
no.
to save them all.
I'm serious. I'm serious, and I swear to God, I'm not just telling you. A lot of the women that do it, you could see on their faces, they just little lost girls who need love. And
Those poor little porn
sometimes
stars.
you
But that's
pour
not what they
it-
want.
But
They don't want love.
Wait,
They want to get spit on and
No,
dick
listen.
slapped and shit.
Let's talk serious about that topic because it's really something that it's serious. You're not a woman, so I can tell you as a woman, a lot of women do things, okay, that they don't want to do, right? And they don't think they would have done it in their life, but they do it because they just don't know how to say no. Now you gonna as a man gonna ask yourself, wait.
Okay.
You as a man gonna ask yourself, how can she give a blowjob and be dirty and be with 5 men and still not do and still don't want to do it? Because sometimes the only thing that she got validated, it was her sexuality, nothing else. So she feel comfortable and natural. After she finished to sleep with the 5 or the 10 or the 20 guys, she can look in the mirror and said, "Oh, I'm disgusted by myself."
Yeah, but there's a lot of things that men don't want to do, like go to work every day, bust their ass, build businesses, do all that shit. But it really it's different only because we're men and women. But the thing is, though, there's men that are bums on the street too. We all make our choices.
But it's different. You're right.
we all make our choices.
I agree with you. But I
So if
tell
they're
you why
getting
it's
spit on, it's because
But
So,
I-
they fucked up
but a lot of
somewhere.
it, honestly, though, I mean, it is
different.
it is a vast different. But I don't think any one of us is a legit spokesperson for all the women and all the men that
I
are
am.
out there,
No.
because there were
Definitely
because
not.
Especially not me and Mel, because me and Mel are not your average female.
No.
because there are a lot of women out there and a lot of men out there who don't think the way that we personally think about certain things. My perspective is based on my personal experiences and what I've been through, what I've seen, who I've talked to, who I've dealt with. Everybody else has been through what I've been through, so somebody else's perspective on what might be in front of us is not going to be the same as mine.
But can I say something? I've been working for many years on and off rotation because my dad had rehabilitation center and everything, and I was like volunteering, working, studied a little bit psychology. I didn't finish, but I was a lot in this world of helping people and elevating and pulling people from bad places, right? And especially growing up in the family I grew up, and I saw a lot of things around me, right? And I'm telling you, a lot of women, and what you said earlier, women, it's different than men because women, it's not like men that you can be homeless and be out there, but you're still a man. It's different. When we are women, we get used and abused, and a lot of women psychologically in their subconscious, they rape themselves more than the men will rape them. For example, if she got raped when she was 15, and this is her first experience with love, right? And let's say, for example, he raped her and pulled her hair, or raped her and spit on her. For her to do it over and over with other guys, it's remaking that scenario in her brain. And believe it or not, it's reliving it again because it's like somebody kidnap you and you get attached to the kidnapper, right?
What is
I
that
forgot.
called?
Okay, but-
Stockholm.
Okay,
Sherlock Holmes?
Stockholm
Stockholm.
syndrome.
Okay,
Stockholm
but check this out. The thing is tit for tat is always, to me, that's just like another form of excuse. Now let me
It's
explain.
not-
Let me
it's
explain. Let me
not a tit for
explain.
tat, though.
Let me explain. Let me
not an
explain.
excuse.
I know, but let me explain. Men get used all the time too. They get
It's not
they
the
get they
same.
get they get married. They get taken
Whoa.
half of shit. Like they get used for what they can provide, and then they'll take half of all your shit. So this happens
True.
all the time. The women that are rich right now are from men the ones that married rich men, and they have half their shit now.
Men
So-
get,
so when it
men
come-
get
when it-
emotionally abused on a daily basis, and they deal with it. Men are the only things on this planet that are loved with conditions. You're loved on what you can provide. You're loved on what you can do. The moment you lose your job, there's nothing else there. A woman could be at a bus stop and look beautiful. She'll get picked up and get married.
Damn,
Let a man
not
be at a
true.
bus stop.
When
Yes, it
my,
is.
When my man lost his job, I fucking
Yeah.
stepped up and paid the bills.
There's rare
What the
occasions in
fuck?
that. There's
Generally-
rare
we're talking
occasions.
about-
Again, we're
Hey,
different.
Jen-
There's
We're
there's
talking
rare
no,
occasions.
generally
Let me take
speaking.
that back, yeah,
But
'cause
but
that
generally
couldn't relate
speaking,
to
Generally
with
speaking.
most
That was
men,
the
You're right.
majority.
with,
You're
with,
right,
with
you're
most men, if a man
right.
loses his job and loses everything, that woman is
didn't
no
relate
longer
to
in
me.
love with him. Men get married for different reasons than women get married. Men get married to a woman because they find peace, they find comfort in that woman and everything else and stability that they see in her and her character and what she provides for him. Women will get married based on financial reasons along with love.
And let me add to this. Though, hold on. So men are not choosing to be getting half of their shit taken, right? Women are choosing to do that horse shit. That's their fucking decisions.
Yeah, but-
they're literally
but-
choosing to take
Yeah,
that path.
majority
Men
can.
are not choosing that shit.
It's
We
a-
don't
but-
want to fucking get
sorry
half
to
of our
say
shit
that.
taken.
Sorry to
trafficker
say
or
that,
you know
guys and
victim,
girls.
then it's a choice.
But sorry to say that. I don't want to sound horrible. A lot of women hate me when I say that. But women have reckless decisions a lot more
Oh, for
than
sure.
men.
Yeah.
Okay, because women a lot of the time they do and then think.
Yeah.
Men think and then do. Even that men have that too.
That's
Women
true,
think
though.
emotionally versus
But
logically.
exactly, because the problem with us, we work out of a paradigm of emotion. For example, we don't want to have sex, but we need somebody to hug us and tell us it's okay, don't worry, you're gonna be okay.
And we could be that.
And men don't understand. And also, a lot of men manipulate through that.
Yeah, they do.
I'm the kind of person. Listen,
Even if you tell them to your face, this is what you're doing,
Exactly.
they'll still fucking listen. They're like,
They
oh
do
no,
it on
that's
an
not you.
automatic pilot. And I'm the kind of person that I read people like I swear, like Rentgen. So a lot of men try to manipulate me and tell me, oh, you this, you that, and like try. And like, I know your game. Please don't play that game with me. I don't like that shit. You know, like I say that out loud and say, well, you're not like old women. Old women, I can't do it to you. But most women, believe it or not, they
Fall
actually
into it.
fall into it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because women
My
need to feel it.
my biggest in my gut when men approach with the most dumbest things is the fact that it actually works for them. And then you kind of get like, you can't even really get mad at them because the women allowed it to happen for so many times that this motherfucker really thinks that he could play you like that. Like, what
Yes.
the fuck is wrong with you? But I'm often taken back because it does work for them. It does.
But in
Girls
all
go for
actuality,
that shit.
I don't think that it would be more so playing them, because when things are being put out there on the table, a lot of these men
Boom.
who are doing certain things, they're upfront about what they're doing and what's going on.
Yeah.
They're not really hiding the things. They're not.
That,
They're not-
that goes to environment and everything.
They're doing the
Where
things
are
and
you?
it's in front of them for sure. The women see it, but oftentimes a lot of women feel like, oh, I can change him or he can be better. They see
Boom.
the potential, which is a false hope. I
But
don't.
don't forget that women make
Boom.
fantasy. Women more fantasize than men about fairy tales. For example, she meet a man. He's not what she want, but in her head, she already built the pyramid. He's gonna be successful. Potentially, he's gonna do this if I push him like this, or if I invest in him this.
But they think
he's gonna be-
that, but they don't.
Yes.
They don't put the work in for that
That's
as
the
well.
A
thing
lot of
too.
women
Because they don't
do.
even put the work in. for
They'll
that.
see it,
That's
but
the problem.
But in actuality, you're supposed to stand by your man and push him anyways.
But
when he's
you
trying to
have
A
come
to
to
good
success.
divide-
woman
you-
will. A good
you
woman
have to
will.
divide. Yeah, you have to divide the world for two type of women:
Mm-hmm.
the woman that will take and the woman that would overly give.
Okay,
These
hold
are
on,
the
hold on.
two
I want to ask this question, and we're gonna go around the room with the girls right now. Then, okay, so being that woman, because you said you just said right now. What did you just say?
A good woman will.
Okay, so how do you do that as a woman to a man? What
Wait,
is
first
a
of
man?
all, do you consider yourself a good woman?
I
Different
do.
from what everything else?
I do.
All right,
yeah.
there you go.
Okay, so
I think
what would-
differently
what-
than a lot of people.
So explain to us, me and Marquise, what do men want? We might have a little bit different perspectives,
Every
let's
man
still
is
see.
different, though. I
Today
mean,
change.
yes,
but what
men
is
want,
generally
like,
men want? Generally speaking.
someone to
I want to-
like support
And then
him
I'ma answer.
mentally, emotionally.
No, we're gonna go this way though. So go
Okay.
you first. Go ahead.
I think to support you mentally, be there, be your rock. Basically,
But how? Give us an example mentally supporting your man. Because girls can say this shit all day. I want an example of how you would mentally
I don't
support
know
your
examples.
man. Damn, see, that's crazy.
Like
No,
encourage
there's
him.
a lot. There's a lot of different ways, but it's just your.
No, you
your
got
person.
one example.
Can I?
One example. We're gonna go to you. We're
Encouraging,
gonna go to,
supporting.
but in how? Explain an example.
If they're like in their this is just an example of my personal experience. When they're doubting themselves, they have a project to do and they can do it, but they're all in their head, and you're right there like, hey, look, have your moment, but when you're done, I need you to get your shit together because you know you can do this shit and you're gonna do it because you're that
Or
man.
give that reassurance, like
That
whenever-
kind of that support. That's what I think. It's like that, and then they want to eat good, they want to fuck good, they want you to be pretty. I mean, they're men, they're animals.
But see, I know that's cool. It's funny that you said that, but at the same time, men can get that from almost any woman, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
They can eat good, fuck good, all that stuff. That's
Exactly.
that comes with the territory, right?
Exactly.
But I wanna when I'm trying to find out, because really I still haven't.
Can I?
Yeah,
Yes,
you
let's
had an
hear
answer
you.
then. What do
Okay,
men
Let's
want?
hear what you
So
say.
first of all, I said what my grandmother used to
I'm gonna
say.
say what men want.
My grandmother used to tell me when I was a kid, when you get married, your husband come from work, you fill up his stomach, empty his wallet, and don't talk too much. But I tell you what I think.
That's
Yeah.
what my mom would say, but in Spanish, bien comidos y bien cogidos.
It's good. Sounds good. I have
Yeah,
to learn it.
mhm.
But I want to tell you what I think. Okay, I think that man is like a lion, right? He go out to the world. He go out
I
to
am a Leo.
psychological fight, right?
Mhm.
He go to fight for the money. His ego games. One man is gonna be stronger than him. One man he can have an argument with. One can threaten him. He go out every day for literally a war, right? Like a jungle. When he comes home, he wants tranquility. He wants a woman that gonna give him his peace of mind. Not go, oh, you didn't do this, you didn't do that. Start arguments, start looking for things. When you go out, what is your haven, safe haven? How do you say that? What is your safe haven when you come home? It's your home.
Your sanctuary.
Your sanctuary. It's your home. So you want to come back home and you want to feel that the woman there, she's your mother, she's your sister, she's your lover, she's your best friend. She is there for you in all of it. You remember the movie, The Goodfellas?
Yeah.
And remember the end of the movie, after they went through everything, he cheated on her, everything. The end, there were witness protection in this house, shitty little house, and he was with his wife after the whole life story. They were there without mask, without money, without nothing. This is my fairy tale story. You know, so this is what I want. Because no matter what we're doing right now, we're playing the game of life. And when you understand naturally the rules of game of life, so you understand men and you understand women. Basically, you're supporting each other. Love and sparkles, it's not always going to stay there, right?
Yeah.
It's not always. And also, women, if I was going back 20 years ago, 17 years ago when I got divorced, right? I would never get divorced. My ex-husband cheated on me with my client. I would never get divorced. I tell you why. Because men can go around. You have a phase that he would sleep around. I'm not justifying that, but I'm saying he could have a phase that he's trying to explore. Maybe he married young, whatever, right? And then he come back home. If I have a good woman at home that doesn't nag, doesn't annoy him, still give him good sex, still cook for him, still be there supportive, after a while, and I'll tell you why.
I know, I like it. I'm cool with
After a
that.
while, he would realize, and you know how he would realize? I'll explain. I want the woman to hear that too. Because physically, it's the truth, it's in our physicality, and I'll explain. It's scientific. Listen. Woman, when she has sex, it goes inside her, and it lays there. It stays. She can carry that shit for years.
Yes, like 7
men,
years or some
he
shit.
He can have sex with a woman. He be in love with his wife. Soon as he come, he forgets about it. Then you look at his wife, you feel guilty.
Bad.
He
like
would
you'll
want to
fuck
do
him up.
shit for you. You understand? So if we just as women, I'm not saying we should agree that a man would
Should
sleep around.
now do it.
No.
But,
Just
but no. But I'm not saying don't get me wrong, because a lot of women get it wrong when I'm trying to explain it. But if you're young, if you're still in your 20s and 30s, and you're in a relationship and you're married and your husband cheated on you and he's not a serial cheater, okay? Try to assess things and look at it from the scientific point of view. Because, sorry to say, ladies, and I want to say that to all the ladies, our market stock are very low compared to men. We become 35, 40, 45, 50. It's not the same. You understand? Because most men will always prefer a younger woman, a younger vagina, a younger woman, so they can manipulate. Not all of them, of a majority. Don't say majority of them, yes. Except if it's a smart, articulate man who doesn't look to dominate someone. He already did his work every
He already
day as a man.
dominated.
No, he already understands his manhood and he's confident. He doesn't look for a young woman so he can play around. He look for a companion, for someone that can be in the same paradigm in his mentality, which is completely different. But how
Can
many
I
of them?
Can I speak on this from
Go
a
ahead.
male's
Go ahead.
perspective?
Of course.
From Mal's
Please do.
perspective. Oh, damn. How do you know Mal so well? Chat. What's going on?
From a man's perspective,
Oh, these are from Mal's perspective.
a male.
I was like, damn.
M-A-L-E.
Oh, okay. All right.
So some of what you're saying is very valid to a degree. I think a lot of people think that a man needs love, but don't realize that love is an emotion that can fade.
I don't think that men needs love.
No, not, I'm not saying
I
not
think
you, but a
women
lot of
need
people.
love. Men don't.
A lot of people, but even with women, love is an emotion that can fade. So
course.
I can be with you and love you today,
Yeah.
and literally almost hate you tomorrow,
Of course.
but still be with you.
yeah.
But most men, they need respect, number one,
Boom.
above
The
anything else.
most important.
The number one.
Men need to be
Yeah.
respected.
Of course.
Men need to feel desired. They need to feel like they're being admired by the person they love the most.
Yeah.
Men need to be understood.
And what happens if you don't? They don't do that.
It becomes to a point where you can begin to resent the person you're next to. You can begin to reach out to other shit that you should not be reaching out to with these things that you're missing from the person you need from the most. The understanding is important.
Yeah.
Listening is important. And I don't mean like I'm telling you what to do type of listening. I mean when I've had a rough day and you can look at me and you listen to my body emotions. You can look and see what's going on with me and say, damn, my man is having a rough fucking time. Let me just touch him for a minute and just hug him for a minute. These things are missed on so many levels at so many men need.
fucking levels.
I
And
agree with you.
And it becomes a battle mentally because most men
course.
walk out into the world and they're fighting so fucking much every fucking
That's
day.
what I said.
And when they get back home, you know what happens? It's another fucking fight.
Of course. And I want to add
It's
to what he said.
worse. It's a worse
Wait,
fight.
But I
You
want
know
to
what
add to
I'm
what
saying?
he said. You need somebody, right, when you come home, that they ally with you. They're not gonna come there and like try to find another, to pick another fight or to pick another something. You need a person that would sit there and understand what you're going through, because otherwise that's where you grow farther. When you come to this position that your woman is not understanding you or your man doesn't understand you, that's where you grow.
But you know
because
what?
you start to think, you close your eyes, you have different thinking, you have different imagination. Whoa, what if I wasn't with him?
But
What
the
if I
bigger
wasn't
fight
with her?
sometimes is mentally. It's not even about the
Can
verbal
that's what
aspect of
I'm
it
just
sometimes.
saying.
Have you ever personally felt like you did all of that and still? Because I'm sitting here just
Now-
like,
okay,
I'm
now-
just mind
now
baffled.
look,
Like,
with that right
shut
there-
the
Yeah,
fuck
because
up.
I'm not saying you guys have,
but
'cause I don't know the
happens in
dude.
marriages too.
If you have a bad man,
Yeah,
that's how you're
but
gonna
the
feel.
thing is though, like, look, if
It happens.
if a
it happens
dude
in
if a
marriages.
dude can go home, I promise you, it must have not been to the caliber he needed at, because if a dude can come home and remove all his armor and he doesn't have to carry any of it, and the way you deal with him, like how you treat him, how you talk to him, how you comfort him, whatever it is, he won't even think about no other woman, because it's like that's it.
There were a number of things. If a man can check off a list of 15 things, and a woman says, well, I did everything, I guarantee you, if you went down a list and checked them off one by one, she might have missed 2 of those things. And those 2 things she might have missed,
And he has
were
2
probably
girls
the
that
most
cover that.
critical that he needed the most.
That's the thing. It's
Because
the
when
most critical.
When
He's
a
right.
man walks in the house sometimes and he's had a fucked up day, all he might need from his woman is just a simple hug and her touch. He might just need that alone. You don't have to talk. You
Yeah,
don't have
shut
to
the fuck
conversate.
up.
All
Like-
you might need is a simple hug and a simple touch from your woman. But what happens is when you walk in the door, she sees your whole, everything is shifted. She goes, oh, you got an attitude today?
Exactly.
Like,
So
Dude.
then what happens is she assumes you have an attitude. So now you're spending your time adjusting
to
your mental mindset, trying to
To
assume
fight
her
her
attitude
now.
now.
Yeah, like,
Because
all
she
right.
thinks you have attitude, so now she's not talking to you. It happens all the time.
Yes.
Because she assumes because you had a fucked up day, now you have an attitude with me.
And
You
guess
don't have
what?
an attitude.
Then
Thank
we-
you for this. I need.
But
I'm happy
nowadays,
said
you
that.
have women that also go out into the field and also go through the same, or go
But you know
through
what?
battles themselves with their own female
I promise you-
colleagues.
and I
that
can
also feels like a jungle to them, and, they
and
come home.
I can also promise you this: most men will put their happiness and pride aside to make sure their woman is okay. Most women put their man aside to make sure their pride and happiness
their
is okay.
happiness. They always say, even girls even
I can almost
encourage them
guarantee
for
it.
that.
Most
Their
men will do
girlfriends like,
that.
as long as you're happy. I used to be with this girl all the time, and she would, her friends would literally, oh, as long as you're happy, because she was married. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. She would say, oh, as long as you're happy. Like you're telling your fucking friend right now, as long as she's happy, but she's married, but she's with me right now. Like they're saying, as long as you're happy because you're with him now.
And that's why
I'm like, dude,
saying.
yes.
Like
Enabling her to be with me
Encouraging.
instead. Yeah, like really the thing is she's happy because like the thing is she should be taking care of her family. It is what it is. You
That's
know?
why I hate the saying, a
Yeah.
happy wife,
like the grass
happy
is green
life.
where you
I hate
water
it.
Yeah, and all you gotta do is make them like think whatever, and you know what I mean? Like kind of just go with the flow.
But
and-
everything is so one-sided. When people say happy wife, happy life, you're only concerned about the woman's happiness,
Yeah, I wanted.
not the man.
I wanted to add something.
And
to
it's more than just that. It's both of them.
I'm a
involved.
Libra, so I'm very like fair and square. Like I don't know. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm not perfect by any means.
But you strive
But
to do the best you
but
can.
I try to make sure everybody's all right. You know, including myself.
But I
now.
think for
Because
America,
before it wasn't like that.
You grew. You matured.
Yes. Now I care about myself too.
for American, from an outside perspective, for what I see, when Americans say happy wife, happy life, for me it's
bullshit.
Bullshit. And not just that, I tell you what, a lot of them men here, right? They simps. I'm sorry if I'm disrespectful to
no,
you
that's
guys.
for real.
But a lot of American men
Happy
are
wife,
really,
happy
really
life's
simps
crazy.
and really, really weak. That's why I'm not so much attracted. A lot of them are good, look good, but then I'm not attracted to weak men. You know, I come from Israel. I like a really strong man, mentality strong. And a lot of the men here, whatever you say, okay.
Yeah, fuck that.
I don't need a man. I need a man that would be okay, would be nice to me, sweet to me, but he need to be stronger than me. Put boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
And
There
say,
it
hey,
is.
oh, tell me, hey, I want you to cook me this. I need task. Like I need.
So
my
what
man to
happens
give
if you
me
come
task.
across a man?
I need tests. She
I need
said,
my
"Tell
man
me
to
what
give
to
me
do and I'll
tests,
do it."
But what happens? What happens when you come across a man that does what you're saying, but the man also sees no gender roles? He doesn't mind cooking. He doesn't mind doing laundry. He doesn't mind doing everything around the house, and he helps you with everything. Is that a bonus for you? Or you like, I don't like that?
Honestly,
No,
I
that's
don't
cool.
Like it.
Really?
No, I don't like
Well,
it.
some men like to cook. I mean, the best
I'm
cooks
not
in the world are
attracted-
men.
But wait,
But
he asked-
I ain't doing that shit. I'm just telling you right now.
I mean, I
wait,
cook.
he asked me a question. I
cook a
want to
lot.
answer. Listen, if you want to cook, okay, if a man want to
Mhm.
cook, it's nice. But for me, I'm not attracted in general to men that do women job or men that do like services
well,
job
cook's
stuff.
different though
I'm
because
partial though. Like I don't want to change my own tires, so
'cause
I
the
don't want
best
you to
chefs
wash
in the
wash
world
your
are
own
men.
dishes. I get
What's-
offended if my
what
man tries to
is-
wash his own dishes. Like I
What's
got it.
women's job?
Let me-
I'm-
weird, right?
Okay, so let me. I'm trying to say that. I'm trying to. It's for me specifically, but I know I'm not normal compared
yeah,
to
just
other
just tell me
women.
what a woman's job is.
Like
I'm
a
curious.
lot of men that do like service job like women, or I don't know, like he's
Like,
I
a,
like this
like a
stuff.
man that
Low
does
key.
clerical job.
like yeah,
Like a
or
nurse.
I mean, like washing
A
clothes
nurse.
and all that shit.
Like-
well,
like-
I'm single,
And
so I gotta do
don't
that shit
wait,
anyways.
But wait, I'm trying to send you off. Cut me off. I don't like men that my men personally would come and say, "Oh, I come. Oh, I washed the house and I did the dishes and I did." For me,
Shit.
I can't have sex with him. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
After. It's
That's
not.
a-
It's not a.
You got
it's a
brownie
turn off.
points and then some for me.
I'm gonna break those dishes in the fucking sink right here. You
So-
want me to wash this
So,
shit?
so with that,
Crazy.
me personally, for
Unless I'm
years,
sick or once every blue moon I say,
yeah,
you know
yeah,
what, just
sick
do
and
it.
all
You
this
know.
shit.
well, that, I mean, 'cause
Right.
me personally, the
I'll
way
just
I
call
look at
maid.
everything, I necessarily don't do the gender roles. I don't care about any of it. My mom raised me by herself for a while till she got married, and my mom showed me how to be independent. She showed me how to cook. At 8 years, I was cooking.
I teach my son too.
So all these
Yeah.
things that I have no problem doing, I don't believe in the whole gender role aspect. So when I say that I cook, I really cook. I cook Thanksgiving. I cook all the holidays. I cook all the food with no
You see,
issues.
I'm like this though. Like
yeah,
you
that's
cook
the-
because you probably cook better, and I'll do
Yeah.
the dishes.
Yeah,
no, it's not even about better. It's that for me, it brings me a sense of peace.
No,
That's my way to
my
be.
my
I love it.
stepdad
my
likes
son
to
is
cook
the
I
cook.
can't
realest
cook.
by the way.
But see, my stepdad likes to cook too. There's men that, I mean, you got to think about the best chefs in the world are men.
No, but
So,
cook are,
that's cool. That's
but
fine.
cooking, it's not the issue. For me, the issue,
Yeah, like-
it's not the cooking and all this.
It's acting like
For
But you
me-
said that when you turn you on. That's not.
No,
that's,
but it's not what I meant.
You like
What I-
dishes, laundry,
What I'm
all
trying
that
to say,
kind of
men
shit.
that try to overly satisfy the woman. I clean the house.
yeah, yeah.
I did
A
this.
simp.
I mean, if we're
For
both,
me, it's not-
we're both working.
You like
why
simps
not?
though. that's
No,
why.
you
I don't
a
like
man need to
them
make more
personal.
money to bring a cleaning lady and to bring
If-
somebody that
great,
take care. That's it.
then great.
Make
Even
more
better.
money. Don't
Even
do
better.
the harder work. You know?
Even better.
Even
Then
better
I
because he
wouldn't be
stays on
happy to
his
work if
role,
that
and I
was the
still don't have to
case.
do it.
See, but like somebody like myself, I make my own money, and I fix shit around the house. I will do
That's
the yard,
different.
all of
That's
it.
a man. No, that's a man. I
Yeah,
love
fixing around
men
houses. That you gotta do that
Listen,
shit.
I love men that
Handyman.
have a screw handyman. Oh my god, I turn me on like mentally so much.
Mhm.
Like,
Vroom,
man,
vroom,
I
that's
vroom.
true.
love
Vroom, huh?
handyman. Exactly. I don't like if men tell me I don't know how to put a screw or I don't know how to change tire. It's a turn off. Or men that scares from dog. Oh
He's
my
a whole
God.
cake.
Ugh.
Scared from dog.
Men that scared from
Spiders?
police and
You
dogs.
gotta kill
happened.
that spider because I ain't killing it.
I'm killing spider. I'm killing rats. Everything. I'm not scared.
And you
of
got the pistol.
Can't do it.
I'm not scared. I'm holding the cockroach like that, and my son ran away.
Did
Oh
you
my
eat it?
God.
You eat it?
No.
I literally have a phobia. I cannot.
protein.
I just got chills.
I don't give a fuck about any of
I
that.
can't.
But,
Bugs,
but
mm-mm.
I think in general, all of us, what we do in this podcast, and I think that's what we should do in general, in every podcast we go, we kind of like rebuild society to live like in the 80s and the 90s because I think it was
I like the
amazing.
90s.
You
Women
know,
were
I mean too.
Men were men
Love
and
the
women were
90s.
women.
Yeah, men were
And men
women
cheated,
were
not the women
sexy.
fucked. You know?
This motherfucker. I
Oh,
feel like
shit.
as
It's
a,
never
as a
gonna
single
go back
mom,
though. It's not.
as a single mom, and my oldest is 15, so and it sucks. But even though I've dated before, I'm still a
my
single
God.
mom. Like it was never like a load off my back or nothing, you know.
Load out your back.
But
What?
to me, if
Oh my
if a man comes into my area, my bubble, my life, he would have to just
Bubble.
add to that. I don't necessarily give a fuck how specifically. Just
Well,
don't
you should
take
care how.
away.
Though. That's the problem. You should care how.
Well,
No,
it's
because there's
no,
different- there's different levels of how you
let
provide
Let
and
me
give.
rephrase that. Let me rephrase that. No, I'm not rephrasing that. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Let me
Clarify.
clarify. All right. What I meant was like I can hold the shit down on my own. Thank God. However, I would like a partner. I would like some help. So how I don't fucking know. I don't even know what the fuck I want like
I
half
tell
the
you-
time
I tell
because
you what
I'm
you
a
want.
girl. You know.
Yeah,
but
tell her.
I tell her
but
what you
I,
want.
I would tell her, but she can
what I
listen to me.
don't want
She'll
is to
listen me.
carry the load entirely
Exactly, that's
while I'm with a man.
Can I ask you a
That's
question?
what I don't
Can
want.
I ask you a question with that right there? Would not want to carry a load. Sometimes when you're doing a lot, does it mentally drain you sometimes?
Absolutely.
So having a man that can mentally step in and help relieve some of that drainage from you mentally, Is that something that's needed?
I
on
was
your
a
part?
single mom. I was a stay-at-home mom for my first marriage, which is 7 years long, and I know the value that a stay-at-home person brings to a household. Period. Whether it's you that's working or it's me that's working, whoever the fuck stays with the kids gets the most chinga out of everything.
Can I?
You know, it's draining, it's stressful, it never ends. It's a continuous thing. The laundry and the dishes are never fucking done. You know, there's always more, no matter what. It's just. It's not really like it's add value. That's it. Don't.
Can I add what you want?
Yes.
Yeah.
Tell me. What do I want?
think okay. So I think in general, most women, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter which type of woman you see. Okay, all of us need to feel that we can just go like this, like this.
Yes.
Like
They
I
want
just
you,
wanna
you ladies
feel-
want to feel safe.
Yes.
I want to feel
Same.
safe, and I want to feel like if tomorrow, God forbid, I'm not gonna have clients and I'm gonna be completely broke, I'm not afraid that I'm not gonna have food, I'm not gonna have utility, I'm gonna lose my car. I want to know that he's a man there, not necessarily to use him so he would buy me and take me to trips or vacation
But you
or
know what?
whatever.
A lot of men would
We just
not
want
mind
that.
doing that if they understood and knew that that woman next to them
Was
really
worth it.
was not only worth it,
That's a
but
big
really
But that's what you
poured
want,
into
to be specific.
really poured into them and helped fill their
Yes.
cup versus
Deserved
emptying
it.
a
Yes,
cup.
exactly. I know.
Deserved because if you can't be there for me, for my worst, you
Because
don't deserve my
Most
best.
women empty a man's cup without helping replenish it or refill it.
Yes.
Yep.
And I think the problem today also when you go on all these big podcasts, when I've been my experience, like whatever, Fresh and Fit, everything,
Yeah,
right?
they're kind of different.
All of them, they instead of actually helping and pushing the people, you bring someone that is already damaged, completely damaged, right?
And break
Instead
them
of-
down even more.
Yeah, instead of educating them and explain to them why that happened, right? Why that happened to you. Open a portal to understand. Because some people, believe it or not, a lot of women, they don't get exposed to different type of women. They
I know
don't
they
get
don't.
exposed
Yeah.
to
That's
different
true.
type of
That's
men.
true.
Mm-hmm.
They always, and a lot of women judgmental. Like a lot of women
Very.
think I'm like snobby and everything. And then when I talk, girl, you so nice. Or I think when I look at her, right, like she have tattoos, the nails and everything. I think a lot of the women that look like her style, they're not gonna like me because they think I'm like a bitch.
I did kind of at first,
You
but I
know?
take it back now. I take it back. I
And I'm like,
promise.
People judge me. It's like when I talk to black girls and I say, sister, I'm not your sister, you're white privilege. I'm like, I'm quarter black. I grew up in the hood. You know, I'm from Israel. My mother is African.
And you
I'm
be hollering out,
white.
gang, gang.
Yeah.
Bomba
Calvin Claude. And they look at me and I'm like, we can't judge each other. We have to
Yeah.
open our hearts. You know, it's the most important because we for sure gonna die one day. And when we already here in the physical, and I swear to God, I'm saying it, especially after I had a clinical death and I come back from the dead, so-called, you know,
Oh shit.
especially for that, I think we need to be there as humanity. If shit goes down, and let's say it be like Walking
Yeah.
Dead, but
I
without
was just gonna say that. You
We
know
need-
what turns me on?
yeah,
What,
a man
what?
that can
A
survive
man
with
that
me.
can survive the Walking Dead with me. Because this
I'm
shit's
just
gonna go
saying
down.
it's
Look,
gonna go
stuff's
down.
gonna go down.
That's
And when
how
it
I
does,
pick my man exactly.
if
like,
you can't defend
you
me in the
cannot
wild,
be
I don't
there.
want to be with you.
Yeah, no, and if we cannot survive like on small food
Yes.
or you know how to
No, yes.
manipulate
Small
or
food. We're killing fucking animals
Yes,
and shit. If we gotta eat
exactly.
dog, we're eating dog. I don't give a
Yeah.
fuck.
We gotta build a
should be-
shelter. We gotta fight off the enemies. Yes.
I already
Like a real
collected
man.
tons of food. I collected so much.
We
food,
got
man.
the whole fence around here. We can survive with guns on the ceiling over here.
Yes.
Bring him.
I'm coming here if something happens.
I know
I'll
he
bring
said
all
he
my
said has
food.
food in the containers in the back.
all guys, you can come to my house.
You got all of them lined up in couches and everything, huh?
I have like my house because I was so scared. I was homeless before. You know, like I lost everything. I didn't know what is credit. I didn't know nothing. Somebody stole my social security. Opened like 4 cards, and the police called me. Hey, come! You bought fake Rolex. You bought Rolex. You fake it or whatever. I went to the police, and the police officer looked at me, the detective, and said, "Sweetie, do you have credit karma?" And I'm like, "I have good karma. I didn't do anything." He looked at me like, "I swear to God, I have good karma." And they said, "Give me your phone." And then he looked at my phone, and then he realized I have so many accounts. So after that, I bought a RV. I bought, like, every time I can buy a house, I buy a house. Like, I don't want to spend my money on nothing besides, like, having assets,
Yes.
you know, because I'm
Yeah.
so scared. to-
Assets. you said?
Assets.
I was thinking the same.
I was like, oh, you like ass too? Huh? No, I knew what it was. Assets. You said it. You said
No, I
No,
said assets.
No, I know, but
Assets.
we're guys. We think everything's nasty.
Okay, it's
They
okay.
always do that.
That's you, Jacob. I think he's
Hey, he jumped right
rubbing
in.
off on
Honestly,
him.
we
already.
No, we talk after.
That's just how they
We talk
are.
after.
That's when they click.
Okay.
what I do is I wordplay on certain words. I just have fun with it.
It's not me too. I don't know if
Yeah,
you
we like
guys
that.
know, but I'll let you know. We know when I was living in Israel, I was an actress. I was a comedian for almost 20 years. I did 25 sitcoms and 3 movies,
the heck?
right? And I love black humor, but I realize in America, everybody's scared from that.
Getting codes over here.
Like you said. That's how we say it in Hebrew. I don't know.
Is that why you asked me to hug you longer?
She wanted to feel it.
Well, damn.
Like in Israel, we all have. I have to tell you guys this. You're not gonna believe it, but I swear to God, I'm not lying. You can ask any Israeli. Our joke, it's on ourselves. So, for example, if she's being a bitch to me, I'll go to my friend and say, "This Nazi, oh my God, she's Nazi. She's Hitler." That's how we say. And if a girl is like, I don't know, whatever, cheap, what a fucking Jew. Like we say that to each other. Like,
Yeah.
or if a girl is hot, we say, "Oh my God, she's a bomb explosion. She's a terror attack." Like this is literally how. Or like they see me, Sheena, which Sheena, the midget, the fat, the tall. You know, that's how we speak.
Yeah.
And I like it.
You just call me chocolate.
Well, we got to
Just call
close
me
out. We got
It's better than-
we got we got another.
I remember
episode.
somebody said that my skin looked like the color of poop.
Bruh.
I know. He was white.
So hold on.
Tell me if you said that, you might like poop.
Okay, we got to close out because we got another guest coming on right now.
Oh,
but
shit, we do.
so thanks everybody for watching. So we're gonna look at the camera and say "Shed the sheep" on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Shed the sheep.
Thank you everybody for watching. We're gonna have an MMA segment right after this.
Stay
Howls over
tuned.
Baaz. I'm Jacob Casas.
This is ambition.
It's Melanie.
Cat baby.
Sheena Reynolds, baby.
Thanks for watching. We'll be back literally in a couple minutes. Peace. We're out.